What's the stupidest thing you've heard a person say aloud in public? Pigs don't have blood. My co-worker trying to explain his belief that pigs don't have a heart, blood, or veins, which is why they're white meat. Wait. So then beef is red meat because it's full of blood? And chickens don't have blood either? What about dark meat? Do chickens have blood in their legs? These are important questions that your co-worker needs to address for us. Dark meat is animals from the shadow realm. Not me, but my dad has heard. I set out all these bird feeders and bird baths, but not one bird comes to my yard. I bet it is all those pesticides that crop duster is laying down in the field. Local school board member. As they were standing in her 5-acre yard with 20 or more cats running around. So in actuality, she just established a very elaborate bird trap. I am an ER nurse, so I ask a lot about medical history and current meds. Me. What medical problems do you have? Patient. None. Me. Do you take any prescription or over-the-counter meds on a daily basis? Patient. Yes. My blood pressure pill and Lasix. Me. So you have high blood pressure and heart failure? Patient. No, I don't. Me. So what are the medications for? Patient. My blood pressure and heart failure. Done. Phones don't run on electricity. They run on batteries. Sit in that condescending ugh. This is so obvious voice. I don't even understand why we need cows when we can just get milk from the supermarket. When I was a kid and my mom would say we didn't have the money for something, I would tell her to just go to the bank and get some. Seemed so obvious to 5-year-old me. Maybe haven't heard, but the first time I purchased a coffee at a Starbucks, the barista asked me if I wanted it hot or cold. I said, "What's the difference?" She looked at me and just said, "Hot or cold?" Edit. Silver. Thank you so much, stranger. Woo. Shortly after 9/11, my wife and I were in the UK. On the way home, the customs officer at the airport was dead serious. "Officer, are you a US citizen?" Wife. "Yes." "Officer, it says here you were born in New Mexico. So when did you become a US citizen?" Wife. "At birth. New Mexico is in the US." Officer. "No, it isn't. It's in Mexico. That's why it has Mexico in the name. Just like New York is in York, which is in the UK. Don't even get me started on New Jersey. My mom has brought this up to me a few times over the years. Me. 4 years old. At the grocery store. Asked the man in front of us why he was black. He laughed and asked me why I was white. I said I don't know, and he said he didn't either. And that is why racism is dumb. I also asked an old man why he had so much earwax. It was a hearing aid. Teenager 1. We have an exchange student in our class from Brazil. Teenager 2. Where's Brazil? Teenager 1. I don't know. I think it's a small country in Africa somewhere. She speaks Portuguese. Teenager 2. Why? Teenager 1. I don't know. I think they just like it. Since when has anyone died from getting stabbed? Research seems to suggest that multiple stab wounds may be harmful to monkeys. This is one of my favorite The Onion videos. What are you gonna do? Stab me? Stabbed man. When I worked in Congress, I frequently gave tours of the Capitol. As I was wrapping up the tour, one of the constituents asked me to explain the difference between the Capitol and the White House. Okay, sure. Not everyone is knowledgeable about American government. I gave them a quick explanation and figured it would be sufficient. Nope. I was clearly mistaken. I then proceeded to listen to this person loudly proclaim that I was incorrect and that the White House is the same thing as the Capitol. Bruh. On the bus full of high school students. She's half Asian, half Chinese. And? Don't leave us hanging. What about the other half? Half human. A customer at a restaurant. After asking for a vegan menu and staring at it for 10 minutes asking, "Why don't you have any chicken dishes on the menu?" Followed up with, "What animal is a ham?" During a power cut, I lost faith in my entire family. My 8-year-old. Dad, can I watch TV? Me. The power's out. My wife. But you could use the laptop to watch Netflix until the battery goes. Me. Darling. The power's out. Wife. That's why he has to use the laptop. Me. But we have no internet while the power is out. Wife. Internet comes over cable. Not the power lines. Me. The modem that brings us internet is plugged into the wall outlet. The powerless wall outlet. Because there's no power. Because the power's out. We have no internet. Wife. Well, try plugging it into a different wall outlet. That's when I just went upstairs. During my stints in hospitality. Is that the ocean? I wanted ocean view. It looks like a lake. Nope, that is the Pacific Ocean, but hey, take a big drink if you're not sure. Guest called down at midnight annoyed as hell, demanded we turn off the foghorn. While she found it nice for ambience during dinner, now at 2 AM it's annoying. Sure we can. Just don't mind the giant tanker that may or may not crash into your room. Can you hold the sunset tonight? I need good pictures for my Facebook. I'm sure? I thought she was kidding. Nope, dead serious. Can you hold the sunset tonight? Holy Methurduck. Was leaving the theater after having watched Fellowship of the Ring. Overheard a guy tell his friend, I don't get it. How come it ended just like that? And the friend replied, Tolkien wrote the third already, but he's still working on the second. There is a starlet in my country who's famous, I don't know, for being famous I guess. Here are some of best offs, translated. I would bulldoze down Church of St. Donat, built in 9th century, and build an older one. Greetings to my parents. Especially mom and dad. I'd love to have more self-confidence in other people. I'm always included in mobbing. I have 5 mobile phones. She never ceases to amaze. E. For all those asking for a name. A Redditor in the comments below mentions it. I'd love to have more self-confidence in other people. I don't care about logic. I agree. Oh my god. Ava Karabatic. Saint Donut gave me a hint that it's my own country. But the second one definitely rang a bell. I've heard it countless times. My friend who was a senior in high school thought senior discounts would apply to him. It led to an incredibly awkward back and forth between a Taco Bell worker. In retaliation for 9/11 we should bomb the Taj Mahal. Birds are mammals, right? No. They're birds. I know, but they're still mammals, right? I heard some people debating whether birds were mammals or primates. Eater. Row. Thanks for the gold. Depends if it's plucked or not. Went on a date and was trying get to know this girl. Me. What kind of food is your favorite? Girl. I really like Australian food. Me. Haha, yeah, like throw another shrimp on the barbie, haha. Girl. No, like real Australian food like they have at the Outback. Girl genuinely thought the restaurant the Outback Steakhouse was Australian food. I have posted this before, but I went to college in a small town and every Thursday they would have a mobile DMV. When I had to get my license renewed they were having trouble with the internet. The woman in charge instructed the other woman working there to shake out all the wires because sometimes the information gets clogged up in them. Chickens are not animals. They shit eggs. Said a friend who was trying to explain how she can eat poultry and be vegan at the same time. Edit for the people who want to give her the benefit of the doubt. This woman is 24 years old today and I've known her for 10 years. We went to high school together. I once had to convince this woman that she is in fact 22. Not 21. She thought she was 21 and it took me and a team of 4 other people and her ID to prove to her mathematically that she is 22 years of age. But did she eat eggs? Vegan police inbound to confiscate her superpowers. I grew up on a cattle farm. A woman about 15 years older than me, I was 16, asked me after you cut off the meat from the cow, how long until it grows back so you can cut more? I wish so badly that she was ducking with me. She was not. Now that's sustainable farming. Traveling back from Berlin to the UK. I was sat next to a couple whose conversation had me wondering if I was being secretly recorded. Woman to her husband. I wish we had managed to get to the beach and the seaside in Berlin. It looks so lovely from up here. Do you think we'll go over the channel on the way home? I'd prefer to go around and travel overland all the way. Is this Snowdon we're going over now? We're descending into Manchester. I think this is the same cloud we went through on our way out. Double quote. I think this is the same cloud we went through on our way out. Double quote. I'm going to say this at the end of the flight next time I fly. Just to see the reactions. OMG, that last one. Saw Avatar in the theater, and as everyone was walking out, a random lady we passed said, out loud, and very seriously, I wish real life was in 3D. Never have I laughed so hard inside. Two grandmas talking in France. Well, there is definitely more wind ever since the fall of the Berlin Wall. They were dead serious. I heard that as a kid and I still laugh at it. I would have asked them if they remember the archaic windy days of pre-war Germany. I don't need to get vaccinated. My dad's a chiropractor. I hope he can massage the duck and measles out of your bones, you nut. She also thought that dinosaur bones were planted there. I was in line at a KFC when the guy in front of me asked, how many pieces of chicken are in a 15-piece bucket? 13.5. Edit. Thanks for the silver, kind stranger. Yeah, it's a legit question. Ivory comes from elephants. Ebony comes from rhinoceroses. Me. Ebony is a type of wood. Got. You're a dumbus. Me. Edit. Just so there is no confusion. Not my SO. You're both wrong. They both come from pianos. They live together in perfect harmony. Co-worker at my old job while we were setting up for Black Friday. It's pretty crazy that Black Friday actually falls on a Friday this year. Tell them that Halloween falls on a Friday 13th this year. I was in a briefing about sexual assault prevention, Air Force Group. The 06 asked us if a female subordinate came to you with allegations of sexual assault or harassment in the workplace, what would you do? A staff sergeant with zero ducks to give raised his hand and when called on said, sir, I gotta be honest. I wouldn't believe her. The whole room went silent and we watched the 06 burn a hole through this guy with his eyes. The 06 then said, that is the worst possible answer you can give me. People. Green salmonellas. When her salad was served with parsley as decoration. During World War II history class, a girl actually thought the front line was a piece of rope held by the troops. What a deadly game of tug of war. I'm vegan but I still eat chicken and turkey. So can I get a Cuban, a sandwich with pulled pork and ham, made with turkey instead of the ham? Me. Sure. So do you want me to take the pulled pork off? Or make it with double turkey? No, leave that on me. Visible confusion. Okay. He comes back later with his lady all mad saying he wants a new sandwich because he didn't know pulled pork was from pig and he doesn't eat pig because he's vegan. I also forgot to mention the sandwich comes with cheese. He didn't complain about that part. It honestly breaks my brain that people can become vegan without actually knowing what foods are made from animals. Not even obscure things like gelatin or hidden dairy content. But meat. A lot of people think being vegetarian means you eat fish and chicken, which is ridiculous obviously. Edit. A lot of y'all are confused but a good chunk of you got it. For those of you who don't, here goes. Pescatarian. Omnivore who eats fish, dairy, eggs. Vegetarian. Omnivore who eats dairy and eggs. Vegan. Herbivore who consumes no animal product or byproduct. This often extends past food consumption. Most vegans seek to purchase exclusively vegan items when purchasing clothes, shoes, shampoos, makeup, etc. The majority of vegans that I know try their best to be aware and minimize their carbon footprint as much as possible too. If you eat chicken but abstain from all other animal products, I guess you could call yourself polo-vegetarian or something similar. Best comment of the day. School days. A girl punched a guy in the face so hard, his nose started bleeding. Apparently, it was the first time he ever had a nosebleed. When the nurse asked him how did this happen, he said, with no sarcasm intended, "A girl rubbed off her period on me." The nurse obviously had a WTF face after hearing this. After a brief explanation, turns out the moron seriously believed that periods just consisted of bleedings with no visible injuries, that they were contagious, and that men can have it too. We were in middle school. His grades were higher than most of my classmates. Amazing job, education system.